Welcome to Finance First Friday. Today we focus on the ultimate question: when can I retire? Well, the TLDR of it is when you have enough money. Nothing says you have to work until you're 67 or until you have 30 years in the school system. The more you save, the closer your retirement can be. One of the things teachers in Virginia bank on is a pension, an amount of money sent to you every month in retirement. That's a great thing to have, but this ain't your granddaddy's pension. That is, it won't replace your entire income. The Virginia retirement system manages our pensions. So today we're going to have a look at the retirement plans under VRS, talk about how much money you might need in retirement, and when you can retire. There are 3 plans in VRS: Plan 1, Plan 2, and the hybrid plan. Which plan you're on is ultimately determined by when you were hired. If you don't know which plan you're on, that's okay. I'll show you later where you can get that information. First, just a quick overview. Each plan has a component called a defined benefit. That's industry speak for a pension. So when you hear defined benefit, just think of that chunk of change you want to get every month. The hybrid plan has a component called a defined contribution, which is industry talk for an investment account. Let's have a closer look at each plan. In Plan 1, you're going to give VRS 5% of your gross annual take-home pay. You'll see it on your pay stub as VRS MBRC. What you get out after you're done is a pension. That pension is calculated using this formula. They take your highest 36 consecutive months of pay and average them. Multiply that by 1.7%, and then multiply that by your number of years of service in VRS. That gets you the annual benefit. You can divide that by 12 to get your monthly benefit. Plan 1 defines full retirement as reaching age 65 and having served 5 years in VRS, which they call being vested, or reaching at least age 50 with 30 years of service. In Plan 2, similar to Plan 1, you contribute 5% of your pay to the VRS pension fund, and you get a pension when you retire. The formula is adjusted a little so that the average final compensation is an average of the highest 60 consecutive months of pay. The rest of the formula is the same. The net result is that the average final compensation in Plan 2 is a little lower than it probably would be in Plan 1, because adding 2 years of slightly lower pay would drag down the average. Plan 2 also redefines what full retirement means. Full retirement under Plan 2 means reaching normal Social Security age and being vested, meaning 5 years of service, or meeting the rule of 90, which means your age plus your years of service equal 90. For example, if you're a 62-year-old who has worked for 28 years, you meet the rule of 90. On the hybrid plan, once again, you give 5% of your money to VRS. It goes to slightly different places. 4% goes to the pension, that's your defined benefit, and 1% of your money goes into your own investment account. That's your defined contribution. Under this plan, you also have the opportunity to make an additional voluntary contribution that will be matched by VBCPS. If you put in up to an extra 4% as a voluntary contribution, VBCPS will match up to 2.5%. That's free money. If you're on this plan, you should really take advantage of this before you think about making any other kinds of investments. When you retire, you get all your investment money plus its growth, and you still draw a pension. The formula looks similar for Plan 2, except the retirement multiplier is lowered to 1%. Full retirement is defined the same way as it is in Plan 2. Looking at all 3 plans side by side, if a teacher with 30 years retires under Plans 1 or 2, the pension will cover roughly 50% of their income. That is, if they retire at $60,000 of average final compensation, they can expect a little more than $30,000 per year in pension. A 30-year, $60,000 teacher who retires on the hybrid plan could expect about 30% of their income, or roughly $18,000, because of that lower retirement multiplier. Of course, someone on the hybrid plan would also have their investments to draw from. My point is this: no matter what plan you're on, a pension is not enough. And it was never meant to be. On top of 5% to VRS, we pay into Social Security too. Not all teachers in all states do that. In states where teachers don't pay into and receive Social Security, their pensions are usually much higher. Our plan is meant to supplement Social Security, not replace it, which means you can't rely on your pension alone. So, how do you know when you can retire? Well, let's get the story right from the source. If you head to the Virginia Retirement System website, varetire.org, you can sign in or sign up for myVRS, a portal that allows you to see the status of your VRS standing. If you've never signed up for this before, don't worry, it's easy. You just need your name and the last four of your Social Security number. They know who you are. They've been tracking you since you started. Signing up for myVRS is just you requesting to see all the things they've been keeping record of. So create a username and a password and get in there. Once you're signed in, you'll see a gray box that says Membership at a Glance. This will tell you which plan you're on and how many years of service you have, down to the fraction of a month. There will also be a nifty looking bar at the top that indicates what date you're eligible for full retirement and reduced retirement benefits. The first thing you'll want to do once you've taken stock of these things is create a retirement plan. Go to the retirement planning menu at the top and select Create a New Retirement Plan. On the next screen, there will be 6 options. Pick the one that says Create a New Plan. After you've clicked through their assumptions, which you can just leave as is for now, they'll ask you what you want your retirement to look like. They do this by asking how much of your income you want to be able to replace in retirement. Do you want to travel the world? You might need a lot more money to do that, so maybe you'll need to replace 100% or more of your income in retirement. Meaning if you make $60,000 per year when you're working, you'll need $60,000 per year when you're not working too. Or can you get by with less? Maybe you want to stay closer to home, or you can predict that you'll have large debts paid off. Perhaps you only need 80% of your income when you retire. Whatever you choose here, you're not making a hard and fast declaration. These are just options to explore, and you can create more than one plan. So click around and try different things. I chose a goal of replacing 90% of my pay. You can see here that in order to do that, I'll need about $3,900 coming into me per month. Right now, with my pension and my current contributions, I'm only at $2,700 per month. If I were to retire tomorrow, assuming I was eligible for full retirement benefits, I'd be over $1,100 per month shy of my goal. I have a gap that I need to make up for if I want to live that 90% lifestyle. On the right side, you can play with some numbers to see how to make the left bar match the right bar. Maybe you could work longer or contribute more money to your investment account. There are also options to include Social Security. This planner defaults Social Security to off, but you can add your expected Social Security benefit in manually. Not sure what that would be? I'll show you where to find it in just a minute. Finally, you can also input other investments you have that aren't held with VRS. Maybe you have a Roth IRA or a 403b or some stocks you've been investing in. If you input those here, you can see how that helps to reduce the gap. I mentioned Social Security benefits. Here's where to go to find out what your expected benefit is. Go to the Social Security webpage at ssa.gov and click Sign Up at the top right. Just like with VRS, they've been keeping tabs on you. To sign up for a My Social Security account, you'll need a government ID. I used my driver's license, took a photo of it on my phone, and uploaded it. It was pretty easy. Once you've got access to My Social Security, you can see your Social Security eligibility and also benefit payouts if you take Social Security at 62, 67, 70, or any age in between. You could get your expected payout and put that into your retirement plan in VRS to see if that closes your gap as well. So here's your action plan for this month, your homework as it were. I want you to do the 3 things I just laid out. First, sign in or sign up for myVRS. Find out which plan you're on. See when you can retire for different amounts of benefits. And if you're closing in on retirement, it might even be helpful to get a benefits estimate, which will show you what your pension will look like if you choose basic benefits, if you decide to take the PLOP, or if you elect for the survivor option to have a beneficiary collect your pension should you predecease them. Second, use myVRS to create a retirement plan. See how much money you'll need per month to replace a percentage of your income. Find out whether you have a gap between where you're currently saving and what you need to save in order to reach that goal. Third, sign up for My Social Security. Find out how many credits you've earned towards Social Security and get estimates for taking Social Security benefits at different ages. If you run into any problems with VRS, I strongly encourage you to call their customer support line. They are very knowledgeable, patient people who can pull up your individual account to answer questions. I've called them many times and they've answered all the weird hypotheticals I threw at them and explained it to me until I was sure I understood it. Use them. Next month is open enrollment. We'll meet on October 1st to discuss the HSA and FSA, what the differences are between them, and how they can even be used as a part of your overall retirement plan. Thanks for tuning in. Go do your homework and enjoy your well-deserved weekend.